Welcome to the space for transformational leaders to unleash their magic, see better client results, work lighter, and live source. Hey there. What if the remedy to the self-doubt spiral is energy? I'm Darla Ledoux, and I'm a little nervous over here because this topic is really near and dear to my heart and personal today. And I want to start by asking, do you ever get caught in self-doubt and spiral out about a decision? Perhaps you think you're clear, and then you're not clear, and then you're clear, and then you're not clear, and pretty soon you're in your head analyzing all of the possible outcomes to the decision you might make and wondering if you've lost your mind. Let me let you into my world a little bit here and why this topic is important to me. So I have been in that state for the last little bit, and I also know the remedy. First of all, let me share, I recorded a video a while back that was really popular, and I want to summarize because I'm in the exact opposite situation now using the same remedy, and that video was called Trusting the Energy. So 2 years ago, I spent a good chunk of the summer in Seattle, Washington, and I was on a deep, deep transformational journey. I found out that my ex had been having an affair, and I was processing this sense of betrayal and trying to sort out if I wanted to stay married. In the process of moving through a transformation around my betrayal wound and coming out the other side, I came out the other side in a whole new energy. I really was able to clear some things that had happened when I was young that hurt me to the core and made me feel such a deep sense of betrayal. And I really was able to understand that that actually wasn't even from my lifetime, but it was an ancestral pattern that was happening. And on the other side, I had a new energy of being clear, of being valued, and being celebrated. And I didn't know what I was going to do about my marriage. Was I going to forgive, be open, stay married? Was I going to leave and, fail at this marriage thing? And I really didn't know. And I wanted to know so bad. I wanted to figure it out, and I wanted to have the answer so I could start to make plans and move life forward, but I really didn't know. I was in Seattle. My home was in Texas, and I needed to get home and I needed to find out. My coach was amazing. I had a great team of coaches to help me through this process and really guided me to understand that I didn't have to know and that the universe would show me everything I needed to know, and I just needed to stay in the present moment. Now, what I teach, and I've been teaching for years, is about energy. And so for me, what that means is being the way of being that's alive for me and letting the chips fall where they may. So being clear, valued, and celebrated, and watching how my ex would show up to that energy. I'm divorced. I showed up, I watched, I paid attention, and I could see that I wasn't able to be received in that way. That the me who was not bracing for betrayal didn't match with my ex any longer. And so I ended the relationship. And I've been on quite a healing journey. Fast forward 2 summers, and I'm now in an opposite situation where I'm in love. And I am excited about a new relationship. And I'm again making decisions about what feels true for me and what's aligned with my soul. So this summer, I'm planning to go and spend the summer with my new partner and really explore that relationship and leave my home and move cross country to go do that. In the last few weeks, since I made that decision, I've been in that second guessing game. How is it going to go? What happens if this? What about this? Using my mind to try to make up all of the possible scenarios of what could go right, what could go wrong, trying to figure out if I am making the best decision. And it takes me right back, totally opposite energies, but it takes me back to that experience of trying to decide whether I was going to stay in my marriage or leave. Now, first of all, it's a complete miracle, the level of healing and transformation I've done to open my heart and be available for love. This is what our human does when we're humaning, is we go into this self-doubt spiral. Is this right? Am I healed? Is my heart really open? Is their heart really open? Is this going to cost me in some way? What are the negative consequences? And again, I want to go back to that same tool that I used 2 years ago, which is trust the energy. Trust the energy. So let me tell you a little bit about the energy that I'm trusting right now. So before I fell in love, I went through, again, a deep transformational process. By the way, if you haven't noticed, we are always somewhere in what I call the anatomy of a transformation. So we're always either in a rise space, a beautiful sourced energy that's drawing to us all of the amazingness, or we're in a sticky spot and about to move through a transformation, or we're in it. We're always somewhere in that cycle. So a few months before falling in love, I was in it. I had just lost my cousin. He passed away, and I went to spend some time with my family, and a really deep wound came up, and it really was mirroring some of my own self-doubt, some of my shame about who I am as a human being that I'd been carrying, that, I say this, that was hidden from my view, that came to light. And it was the perfect storm of things happening where I was able to actually see this beautiful, deep part of myself that had never been received by my family. Of course, I experienced that in contrast. I got to watch myself not be received, but I got to be a different person in the face of that. And as I moved through that shift of energy, I came out the other side with sourced energy words. And this is part of what we do here, is we get these words or this description or an archetype or a way of being to describe the energy that we are integrating and embodying for the season of our life. So on the other side of that experience, I had the words felt and drawn. And I allowed myself to really experience and know that who I am as an energetic presence is felt, and that I had full permission to follow wherever I was drawn. If I was drawn to say something, be something, do something, I could give myself permission to do it. Felt and drawn. So this was the energy I was operating in when I came in connection with Alex, this person who I immediately felt a connection with, and who I felt really drawn to explore more connection and spend more time with immediately. And then my brain tried to talk me out of it for all kinds of logical reasons, that it didn't make sense that this would be my match. And my brain came in, and I went into a self-doubt spiral. But I remembered, felt and drawn. I feel it, and I am drawn to this. And so I went for it. So for the last 6 months or so, we've been dating and having a really great time, but we live in different states. And so I decided to go. I'm gonna say it again. I decided to go. And then time comes in, and the thoughts and the rational questions and thought process, should I go, shouldn't I, is this a good idea, is it not, immediately start coming in and analyzing and trying to predict, if that, then that, if that, then that. First of all, crazy making. If you've ever been there, you get that. Second of all, we can't trust what our mind is telling us. We think we can, and especially when you're magical and you learn so to trust your inner knowing and to trust your magic, that we think that the doubt or the things that we're imagining, we think they're real. At least I've thought they're real. But I'm remembering to come back to the energy. Who I am, my aligned self, is felt. And where I feel drawn, I'm drawn to for a reason. If I am being drawn, right, the words I'm working with right now, to experience a lesson, to experience some growth, maybe it's the location, the person, the experience, all of it, I don't know, but I can trust the energy and I don't have to go through all of this self-doubt. Now I'm watching my brain want to do it, right? Wanting to second guess, should I change my mind, this, that, the other. I have worked this muscle long enough to know if I trust the energy, that's all that matters. I want to hear your stories. Comment below, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.